Hey guys, I'm Kate Simsley and welcome to my channel. If you have not been here before, welcome. I build in The Sims 4, and if you've been here before, then welcome back. Today we are creating a 70s family home. So this home is reminiscent of the 1970s, and it's bright and colorful and crazy. You're going to watch it come together, and it's quite a long video, so we're going to be chatting for a bit. But hopefully you will be happy with the way that it comes out. I'm very happy with it. I absolutely love it, and I worked really, really hard on this. There was hours of footage, so it took a lot to whittle it down. So there's going to be times when some things are just going to suddenly appear, and you're going to be like, where did that come from? That is why I had to cut out a lot of footage to whittle this down even to what it's at, which I think is about like half an hour, just over half an hour. So we're going to be together for a while, but hopefully you will enjoy it like I said, and we can watch it come together. So summer is officially upon us, and where I live in Ontario, it is super hot, and I am loving it. Today it's supposed to be like 34 or something, 34 degrees Celsius, and it's going to be really hot. And honestly, I'm the happiest when it's hot. The hotter, the better, and I'm just a better person. Like honestly, in the winter, I'm miserable. I'm depressed, I'm sad, I'm grumpy. Soon as the weather hits like 20, I'm good. I get so much done. It's funny because I like go out in my front yard and I'll like work on my lawn or like I work on my garden. Like I have a garden. I keep meaning, I bought all these little seeds and I was going to plant plants. I never do it. But like I go and work on the lawn or I like putter around and my neighbors are all in their houses looking at me like I'm crazy. Like they're all hiding in their air conditioning and I'm out there in the heat and they actually think I'm crazy. But I love it. Like, I was born loving the heat. I think I was meant to live in the Caribbean or something. Even when I was little, my mom says that when I went swimming, like if they took me, we lived by the lake when I was young, and so if they took me swimming, even in a pool now, I come out of the pool and my lips are blue. Like, I hate cold. If the pool's not like 60 degrees, I won't do it. I can't handle it. Now I don't even swim because the water's never going to be warm enough, especially in a lake. I couldn't even dare do it. I'll like dip my feet in and get myself a little wet, but like to swim in it, not even maybe. I would die. I think the older I got, the harder it got to deal with the cold. And so I don't do it. So yeah, I get miserable in the winter, and so summer is here and I am a lot happier. Yesterday was a really long day. I went and got my medication I have MS, and so every 6 months I go for an infusion. The infusion is about 7 hours long, so you're just sitting there for 7 hours with an IV in your arm and you're getting medication, and it sucks because they give you Benadryl and Benadryl just knocks me out. But this time she actually gave me Mom's new clinic I went to. Normally the one I'd go to is right around the corner, but I didn't like it so much because no offense to the girl there, she was super nice and lovely and whatever, no problem with her. But when she went to put in the IV every time, she'd have to like stab me 10 times, and it was just a little much. And I wanted to just try somewhere new. So I found another place that was like literally around the corner too, just up one street. And so I went to that clinic and it was so nice. You get a private room and a big comfy chair and you get a TV with Netflix. So I got to sit there and just relax. And she gave me Benadryl pills instead of putting it in the IV, and it made a big difference. Like, it didn't knock me out as hard, but the problem is when you take the pills, they last longer. So I was groggy a lot longer, but I don't know. It was better. It was a very nice clinic, and I was very happy. And like I said, I got to sit and watch Netflix. So a lot of the footage that I cut out was me creating the floor plan. I fiddled with this floor plan for a good 4 hours. I kid you not. Like, I moved everything around 210 times. You'll see here in the living room, I started out with this bright red carpet because back in the 70s, it was very common. From the pictures, I looked at a heck of a lot of pictures on Google, and they always had like carpet in the living room, and it was always like some bright colored carpet or carpet with pattern. So I do switch it out to a blue, which you see here, and I think it's a lot more subtle. You're going to see that I use a insane amount of color in this living room, but I'm pretty happy with it. Like, the pictures that I was looking at online, like I was looking on Google and on Pinterest and stuff of houses in the 70s. It was all colors and patterns, and like things didn't match, but they did. I can't really explain it. And so I tried to replicate that here. Yeah, I think I like the way that it came out. I tried this pattern carpet. I've never used that carpet ever, but I thought it was kind of cute. I ended up switching it to the Eco Lifestyle carpet, and I think that one works. Basically, to find the items for this house, I just sorted in the catalog. You know how there's filters? I sorted to mid-century, and I chose items from that filter, because basically the style of this house is supposed to be like a mid-century 70s style home, and so it kind of worked out. Well, I think it did anyway. I love those 2 chairs that I put in the living room, although you're going to see I'm going to move, the layout of the living room is going to change. But those chairs were kind of perfect for me. In my mind, they were the epitome of the 70s. Like the wood and the leather, or pleather, whatever it was, that to me says 70s. So do plants. You're going to notice in this room especially, I add a lot of plants. Every picture I looked at, people had plants, and a lot of the images that you find on Pinterest and on Google and stuff, plants were a big thing, especially like the big plants with big leaves in the corner. Like every house in the 70s had one of those big plants with the giant leaves in the corner of their living room, had a big, usually white pot or a colorful pot. And so I do end up adding one of them in here, which you will see right there. And I think I added one in the bedroom too. But I chose the TV stand from Tiny Living, and I put it kitty cornered here in the living room because I didn't really have anything centered. I didn't want to put a TV over the fireplace because even this one is kind of pushing it. You gotta think, in the 70s, they wouldn't have had flat screen TVs, right? So, unless I had wanted to use the little, like, either the Eco Lifestyle or the base game tube TV, I didn't really have many options. And the tube TV sized up just looked too big, so I didn't want to do that. So I did opt for this little Tiny Living TV cabinet. It has your cabinet, it has your TV, your stereo, and books all in it, so it's kind of handy to have. Above the fireplace, you're going to see that I put a picture up there. It does change. Like when, you're not going to see it change, honestly. In the screenshots, you'll see the other picture. But when I went in to take screenshots, for whatever reason, the picture kept sticking to the wall when it wasn't against the wall, but it just kept moving there. And so I did change it to different pictures, and I think it turned out a lot better in the end, and you'll see that in the screenshots. I do use this little, I guess it's like an orange tree or something, and I put that over in the living room. I put another one of them, I think, in the dining room as well. But yeah, so I'm adding a lot of plants. I put those big hanging ones from the Blooming Rooms kit, which, seriously, the Blooming Rooms kit is still my favorite kit so far. That and Country Kitchen is pretty good too, but Blooming Rooms takes the cake. That kit was awesome. The plants that came in that kit, they're my world. I use them literally in every build, especially that hanging one with the leaves. There's so many good swatches. I'm in love with it. Like, I want it in real life. I don't need it in real life. Honestly, I have way too many plants. It's not funny. I have so many plants. I have probably about 6 hanging plants in my living room right now, and a whole bunch of little ones. I keep buying these cute little tropical plants. So every time I go to the grocery store, they have like these cute little tropical plants. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but they keep dying. I don't know if they're supposed to die. I don't think they are. But like, no matter what I do, I don't know if I overwater them or what, but I've tried like not watering them as much. They're still dying. So I just quit. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I just got a really cute succulent plant the other day at the grocery store for like $1. It is super cute. It's like this tiny little succulent, but it like looks like it has drops of water on it. Like on the little leaves, it looks like little droplets of water. It's super cute. And so that's tiny. It's sitting here on my desk, and I just look at it and talk to it all day long. So that makes me happy. I had originally put a mirror above this console table, but I switched it out for that sun-shaped clock that I thought was really fun, and again, it reminded me of the 70s very much. And so I put a little plant here, and just a little knick-knack as well. From here, we're going to move on next to the kitchen, and you're going to see it's one of my favorite rooms. Like, when it's done, I'm in love with the kitchen. It's very bright and fun and crazy, and hopefully you will it's a lot of color in this house. And in all honesty, like if you're not into color, this is not going to be the house for you. But if you want a house that's from the 70s, that's what you're going to get. They were all very colorful, and it was a lot of wood and stuff, so I thought I would try and replicate it. It's funny. I saw a video by Lacey Lena here on YouTube. If I remember, I'll try and link her channel below. She's phenomenal. I adore her. And she had built a 70s house. She didn't do the interior really 70s style, but she did an excellent job on the exterior. The interior is beautiful as well. But I had been inspired by her. And then at the same time, I had got a comment. I built a house and it's a 1980s house. And I'll try and link it in here and you can check that out if you want. It's a 1980s family home. And I got a comment on that video that said, the exterior is perfect, but the inside is not 80s at all. And it wasn't. I wasn't aiming for it to be 80s. In my mind, when I was building the house, they had bought the house and it was from the 80s, and then they renovated it and updated it. So it wasn't meant to look 80s, which is fine. But because of that comment and Lacey's video, I was inspired to build this. So hopefully I did justice. Like, I wasn't alive in the 70s. So I have no idea what it's really supposed to be like, but from all the pictures that I looked at, the inspiration I took online, this was pretty much what I saw. The floor in the kitchen and the bathrooms is ugly as hell, but it is very 70s. Like, there's actually pictures on Google where this floor is in people's kitchens, and so I thought that was perfect. I originally was going to use a different floor, but it worked out well to use this one, and so that is what I've done there, and I like it. I think it's funky. That's the only way I can even describe this entire house. So this house is going to have 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. There's also an office downstairs, so you could really have 4 bedrooms. There's 2 bathrooms. There is also like a media area or like a TV room downstairs, play zone, whatever you wanted to do with it. It's got like a couch, a TV and stuff. And then there's also a pool in the backyard, which you'll see. So there's a lot in this house. It's a pretty expensive house. I think it's around close to 150,000, I think. Somewhere. It's over 100,000 anyway. But it has a lot of space and a lot of stuff, and it's kind of perfect for a sim family, right? Like if you had like 3 kids and, I don't know, a dog, you know, like the perfect American dream, this would be the house for you. And that's kind of what it reminds me of. It reminds me of like the old American dream, and all the houses like looked the same, and they had a lot of space. They had big rooms, and you had space for kids and pets and friends and dogs and yards, and that's what it reminds me of, and that's kind of what I was going for, so I think that I achieved that. So here I shift these stairs around a whole bunch of times. I'm going to end up flipping them around, and I like that a lot better. I did add the little fencing, but I do change that out, and instead I use like the little slats. I put them on the walls by the fireplace, but I end up putting them on this wall, which you'll see right now that I removed the wall itself so that it's more open, and I thought it was kind of cute. And I did see this in some of the pictures online, and so I thought that was pretty good to do there. So right here, I paint the walls with the... What is that kit called? It's one of the kits. We got all these funky wallpapers, and so I use that one in there. The kitchen is all very yellow. I put wood flooring. Now, wood flooring, you would have had wood flooring in the 70s, like a lot of people did. A lot of times it would have been parquet floor, but we don't really have the kind of parquet floor I was hoping for in this home, and so I just opted for the plain wood flooring. But I did it in the very orangey, yellowy color, because a lot of the wood back then was very natural color. So it's like oranges and yellows, and they were brighter than it is now. Like now we get like ash-colored woods. They didn't really have those back then, and so I tried to stick to things that were specific of that time period. And I think I did well. Besides that, I add like a small console table here in the dining room. I clutter it up with a few items, and like I said, I put that little plant in there. And that's, we're gonna add, okay, we've got a washer and dryer tucked in the corner there. It's gonna move, which you'll see after. I tried to put a picture, but I'm gonna switch it out and put bookcases there. So I took the bookcases. They're very like retro. And I'm just going to run them along that wall instead. Not that wall, the wall the picture's on. I'm going to switch them in a second. And I think that worked out well. I love these little bookcases are perfect for a house like this. They're very retro, and it's the vibe of the whole house, and so I thought that worked really, really well. I put down a little... This thing does not make sense to me. This is a table, but it should be a chair. Like, this should not be a table. I tried to tuck a little ottoman in it to see if you'd be able to sit on it if I stuffed an ottoman in there. It didn't work. Your Sims couldn't see past the table, I guess, and so that didn't work out, which was sad, but I did put it there to make it look like a chair, even though it's not. You could always switch it and make it a chair if you wanted, but I thought it was so cute, and I wish they would make it so it was a chair. It's a really dumb table. Like, honestly, it makes no sense as a table. It is definitely like a plush little cushy chair. It is not a table. But that's fine. We'll pretend. So we're going to move on to the first kid's bedroom here, and I chose bunk beds. And again, they are bright and funky. The color scheme in this house, a lot of it is yellow and blue. Like, a lot of the house is yellow and blue. There's a lot of green too. And so in the kids' room, I started out with the green beds. They're going to switch like 10 times. I kid you not. So many times I switched the swatches on everything. Also, the little end table that I just put down is going to go away because I'm going to move a dresser there, which you will see shortly. But I'm really happy with the way this room came out. I think it looks super cute. It's definitely a children's room, and you'll see that. I do end up putting a couch in here. I put the new Bigfoot stuffy that came with the little campers kit. I use a lot of that kit. Well, a lot of little items from that kit in this build as well. But like one of them, I use this giant Bigfoot plushie. It works the same way as the Blarpy, but it's Bigfoot, and it's super cute. I am loving that. I put a wardrobe in the corner because there was no closet in this room. I had a closet, but then if I had the closet, it made every other room smaller, and so I opted to not have the closet, and instead I just put the wardrobe, and I think it works really well. I started out with everything in the yellow, but you're going to see when I go to paint the walls. I paint the walls, and then I decided the walls are better yellow, and so I switch everything to blue, which you'll see shortly, and it's much better. That's where I just switched, and I put the dresser beside the bed. I think that worked out well. I don't show really cluttering up this room. There is clutter in here. I end up putting like the soccer ball and some like kids clutter around, but I don't really show it in the video here. I end up cutting a lot of that footage out. I did give them a stereo in this room, so I gave them that big like console stereo. It's a record player, it's supposed to be, and I thought that was super cute. And there I had the walls the light blue, and I thought it was cute. But I played around a little, and I decided it was better in the yellow swatch, and so I just switched it to that here, and I'm just going to change the beds stay in a yellow, but they end up yellow and blue, and then I switched or do they go to blue? Maybe they go to blue. Anyway, but I switch everything to blue, and I think that it looks better. I don't know if this is a boys' room or a girls' room, like, that's totally up to you. It's kind of neutral, so it could be either, I think, and that was what I was aiming for. In this bedroom, the next bedroom we're going to work on, I'm assuming it's a teen's room. That's what I was thinking in my head. Or you could have like a generations family in here, and you could have 2 kids and parents and grandparents. That would work as well. But in this room, you're going to see me put a rainbow above the bed, and it looked so cute, and it is exactly what I saw online. Like, the first thing that came up when I typed in 1970s bedroom, first thing that came up was 2 beds with little rainbows over them, and I thought that was freaking brilliant. And you know, I thought of it afterwards. I know we have like a sticker that's a rainbow, I think, like a wall decal or something. I'm pretty sure. And I could have used that. But I didn't. I took the rainbow away because what it was a cake topper. When I sized it up and put it above the bed, no matter what I did, your Sims could not get in the bed. And so it was useless. So you're going to see a rainbow in here, but it is going to go away because it wasn't working. And that's sad because it looked so cute. But I do give them a guitar and some like knitting stuff. I add some little lights and that cute little retro clock on the wall, a mirror, and that's about it. We've got some clutter and stuff going in here. And we'll move on next to the master bedroom, which is, again, pretty simple. And yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm really happy with this. So not much has been going on with me. I am trying to just get my house organized and clean up. I got my yard all started for the summer. I spend a lot of time in my backyard in the summer. I have a really big backyard. unfortunately, my backyard backs, like, the highway is, like, probably, I don't know, 50 feet from my back fence. And so my backyard can be really loud. And when you first come to my house, you're like, oh my God, that's so loud. But you do get used to it, actually. Like, I barely hear it anymore, to be honest with you. I barely notice the highway. But when people first come here, they're like, that is super loud. Like, how do you deal with that? But you do get used to it, and you don't notice it anymore. So I spend a lot of time back there. I have a trampoline for the kids. They also have, like, a little pool, and we've got a table and chairs, got a swing set. So it's a lot of fun for them back there. So we do spend a lot of time out there, and so I just knocked over a stool. So I've been cleaning it up and trying to get it all ready. It's funny because my lawnmower died. It didn't die, but I thought it did. So last year, my sister and her husband borrowed my lawnmower. Brand new lawnmower, had been used twice. They borrowed it, they brought it back, and they broke it. They broke it. That's the only way I can say it. They, like, cut the back thing off that, like, stops the grass from piling up. They broke the side thing. It came home without a handle. There were no screws. Like, they broke it. I was pretty mad. I'm not going to lie to you. I was pretty upset, and it took me forever to get it even functioning at all, so I haven't had a lawnmower until yesterday. My lovely neighbor next door has been mowing my lawn, so bless him. He's just an angel. He mows my front lawn, and that's been awesome, because my front lawn's the worst part of mowing. Like, it literally physically hurts me, because it's so bumpy, it's on an angle, there's a hill, like, it's not a nice lawn. This lawn at this house, I love my house, but the lawn, if I won the lottery, I would hire someone with a big scooper truck to come scoop it all up and make it flat. It's not flat at all, and it makes me a little bit insane. And mowing it is super hard for me. And so, thankfully he's been doing it, but I had to do the backyard because it was like a jungle. So after about 2 hours the other day, I managed to get the lawnmower going, which is great. So I mowed the back lawn, and it's all done now, so I've been able to, like, putter around and get it all cleaned up while my son jumps on the trampoline and my daughter played in the pool. And it's been good. I can't describe to you how much I love summer. So you saw this master bedroom came together really quick. I did put a lamp in here, some dressers, and a bunch of clutter. There's a bed and a mirror, all the basics. Nothing too interesting at all. But it is a master bedroom. I'm going to do the walls the same as the kitchen, actually. It ends up being the same, like, wallpaper pattern. It's from Dream Home Decorator. And I think that I do it in a green color. If I'm not mistaken, I think I choose, like, the green squash, yeah. And, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. We're going to move outside now, and we're going to work on the pool area. So, again, I put a lot of plants out here. And I think that it ends up being really cozy. It was somewhere you would want to hang out. Maybe you'd have, like, I just imagined that this family that would live here, they'd have a lot of, like, dinner parties or gatherings. Their friends would come over all the time. They'd hang out by the pool, and they would just spend a lot of time outside in the summer. So that was my aim here. I did put some decals on the bottom of the pool, which you'll see, and they light up in the dark, so that's kind of cool. I am going to add some lights around the yard, and you're going to see that when I get to the garden area, I do use, like, the Santa light, so you'll see that coming up. But I'm going to put some pool trim, and then we're just going to put some lounging chairs here. And I choose bright orange ones because I did use a lot of orange in the house as well. So there's a lot of green, there's a lot of blue, there's a lot of yellow, there's a lot of orange. It's very colorful. But I opted to use these orange chairs. I originally was going to use all different color chairs, like mix and match them, kind of like the little chair that is in the pool there. But I thought, I'll just opt for all one color. And so I did that, and I think it turned out really well. Here we're just adding some lights, but I'm going to grab that Santa Claus and I'm going to stick it over in the garden. And I kind of build the garden around him, and I think it worked out pretty well. To me, that little Santa is something that you would have had in the 70s, and this family just has it there all year round as a light, and I think that works out pretty well. I like it. I say that a lot. I think that works out well. I know that. I've said that 100 times. You guys know that. Sorry about that. I don't know what to say. I truthfully don't have much to say. I'm going to finish this voiceover and get this posted, and then I've got to go run around outside. Like, I got to go do errands and get all the running around done. I had to go pay the rent and, all the fun stuff. Pay bills, whatever the case is. And, yeah, so that's my plan after this, and I'm not excited about it. I don't like going out. Honestly, like, I think I've developed agoraphobia, and it happened, like, before COVID. honestly. Like, COVID didn't help, I don't think. But, like, I don't like outside. I order groceries to my door. I order my freaking coffee. Like, I don't go out unless I have to. And today's one of the days that I have to. I've got some errands to run. And so that is my plan for today. But I wanted to get this done before I did that. And so here we are. But I did use the new table that came with the little campers kit. I think it's super cute. So you can see that there. I'm going to add a little candle on it and then a few other items in the garden here. And I think it turns out really cute. This is a cozy little garden. It would be really easy to maintain. It's all like wildflowers and kind of messy and crazy. And I like that a lot. I thought that would be fun. I do put some lights along the side of the house here. And I thought they were cute. Yeah, that's about it back here. We're going to move on to the basement now. So like I said, the basement is going to be like a media area. Basically, it's a TV room or a playroom. I figure when the adults are hanging out upstairs, the kids can probably be down here watching TV or movies or having a sleepover or something. Thinking about it now, like there is a like drink cart that would have been perfect upstairs with like glasses on it. Because back in the 70s, parents used to hang out upstairs and the kids would go to the basement or they'd play outside or something and they'd have like drinks in the living room. I should have added that in, but I didn't. That's fine, you can add it if you want. I am very happy with the way this room turned out. You're not going to see a lot of the clutter. I cut out most of cluttering it up, but I did add this little plant stand here by the TV, which I thought was cute. And then I used this wallpaper in the whole room. And I think that works really good in the room. I think it's very retro and funky and fun. And yeah, we're going to put down carpet. Originally, you're going to see the carpet's really dark. I do end up changing it to a lighter color after. I'm not sure if I show me doing it or if it just suddenly becomes another color. But I do lighten it up because the room just seemed really dark when I went in there to playtest. And so I did playtest this and everything does work. In fact, you'll see I put 2 pillows down on the ground here. And in my last video, like the little campers video, I had said, it's a shame that you can't sit on these pillows. Like, that's so stupid. And it is stupid. So I thought if you size down the little pillows that are in the chair section of the catalog, you could sit on them, but it would look like you were sitting on the pillows. So I did that here, but it doesn't work. So I had to go remove them. So you're not even going to see it. I cut it all out. Because I had sized down the little pillow chairs and I put them in there. You couldn't do it. Your sim wouldn't do it. It was very annoying. I don't know why they would make those pillows and not let you sit on them. It's kind of dumb. But what do you do? So I opted to use, I think this carpet's from bowling stuff, and it's so fun, and it's so 70s, that I used that here. I couldn't really find a couch for down here that I thought was 70s, and like this couch really isn't either, because I don't think they had those chaise lounge style. I don't know if that's the right word. Anyway, I don't know if they had that style back then, but I know that they would want like a big comfy couch in the basement. I wanted like a icky plaid pattern one, because that's more like what I assumed the 70s would be in a basement. But there wasn't one that worked the way that I wanted it to, and so instead I opted to choose a sectional couch. I did put this big car. It's like the front of a car, but it's a light. So I put that on the one wall. You're going to see I end up moving that around because I do end up adding a bar down here as well. So down here you're going to have the media room. There's another bathroom down here. There's a little office kind of tucked in behind the stairs. And then I'm going to add a bar. So in the office area here, I guess I imagine that like maybe the mom, now that her kids are in school, maybe she like is trying to write books or I don't know, something like that. And so she has a little office tucked in downstairs where she can do her work. And that's just what I was thinking when I did this. So it's very small and just kind of a nook in there was a space. I could have got rid of it, but I thought, why not? You could always turn it into another bedroom. Honestly, it could be a guest bedroom or a teenager's bedroom or, I don't know, a wine cellar. It could be anything you wanted. Truthfully, it really could. But we do have this bar. I'm going to switch all this around so that it's on the other wall. And it ends up looking good. I like it. And I think they would have a bar in their basement. So I think it works out well. But we're going to come to the end of this video and hop into screenshots. That went a lot quicker than I really thought it was going to. So I'm glad. But hopefully you enjoyed this. And if you did, give it a like. Really helps me out and it just makes me really happy. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. And stay tuned because there's going to be a lot more videos coming up really soon. I've got a really big build coming out soon. I have to finish, and then I gotta edit it. But that's about it. Have yourself a simtacular day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!
Wow, wow. I could lie wide awake and leave my head up in space. Countless nights and days when you are far away, and I know that it's hard, but stay with me tonight. 'Cause when you fall apart, you know I will be around in sunlight or in the night. I'll make it worth your while. We won't hide in the crowd.